Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Naquam, watchman for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach, woman like Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach, woman like Yahushai. A hearty, mighty Shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwat out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the ancient men, the children, and the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And last but not least, shalom to everybody tuning in live, Don Israel, and William 64, Yvette McKellar, Solomon McFadden, Kay Paradise, Warrior of Light, Princess Nikki Yah, D Rivers. We got Next Israel, Tribe of Judah, Nigel Blends, Joshua Bruce, Shalom King, Yasha Allah Tov Yakad, Brother Believe, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. Right? This is WFI Law School, the civil laws and how to love your neighbor. Right? Now, we've covered in WFI Law School a series of chapters, a series of books and accounts that pertain strictly to the Torah. Right? And often you'll hear people say, I read the Torah, and I read the Bible, and I read the Quran. We hear that all the time at camp. Well, the Torah are the first 5 books of the Bible. Right? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Now, when you're dealing with the word Torah means law. In the Hebrew, it's Tawara, which means instruction or law. So we go deep into the law on these WFI law school. Esau has a damn law school, man, where you have to study and ins and outs to learn all of the terms and the Latin terms and what this means and what this means and what this means. And guess what? The Most High has law, man. And we're going through the law school, continuing through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, dealing with the civil law. Now, we'll touch on what that means, the civil law. Let's go to Mark first. Let's go to Mark chapter 12 and verse 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, which is Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh Allahayanahu, Yahweh Akkad. This is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 4. The commandment is given to the Israelites, right? Verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is slacking with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. Now you can read that in Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter. And this lets you know that this commandment was only given to Israel. And the second is like, namely this. What does it mean the second is like? Meaning the same way that you love the Most High with all your heart, all your soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength, you follow this second commandment in the same spirit and in the same fashion. That's what this means. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. So we're going to deal with this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, again, people tend to go to this account and they sum up everything. They don't have to keep no commandments. They can eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. They could be a murderer, an adulterer. They can lie down with beasts, be a Sabbath breaker. They don't have to grow their beard out because all I do is love my neighbor as myself. That's the second greatest commandment. But we're going to touch on what it really means, on what does it mean to love your neighbor as thyself, dealing with the civil laws. So you have the dietary law. You have, which goes into what you can and cannot eat. That's in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, and Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter chiefly. But there are other chapters, Leviticus 17 and Leviticus, the 3rd chapter, and even accounts in Genesis, the 9th chapter. But you have the dietary law. You have the ceremonial laws. We can read about the high holy days, which we've covered in Leviticus 23, Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, Exodus, the 23rd chapter, Exodus, the 34th chapter, Numbers, the 28th chapter, Numbers, the 29th chapter. Those go into the high holy days. Numbers, the 10th chapter, right? You have what we're going over now, which are civil laws. All right. And then we'll deal with the other two in time to come, which are the sacrificial and moral laws. But right now we're dealing with the civil laws now. Now, what is the word civil law? Well, let's pull this up. Civil law. Right? Slakia. I want let's say Bible. Right? Let's see. Let's see what this. I didn't plan on going too deep into this, right? So let's see. Civil law. Pretty much the civil law just goes into how you deal with your fellow neighbor. All right? How you deal with your fellow neighbor. Now, here's the word civil, right? It reads relating to civil law or life, pertaining to the internal affairs of a state, from civil relating to civil law, directly from Latin civilis, meaning relating to a society, pertaining to public life, relating to the civic order, befitting a citizen. So these are laws on the children of Israel on how you're supposed to conduct yourself with your fellow neighbor and as a citizen within the cities or the villages that you dwell in as an Israelite, man. And every society has civil laws, man, on how you deal with one another. America has civil laws, man. Now, they may not necessarily classify as that, but if you're being uncivilized, what does that mean? You're doing things that are unbecoming and unnatural to the course of society. If you're walking around naked, that's uncivilized. If you're running around on the back of a zebra, that's uncivilized, man. So you want to know what it means to be a civilian in the ancient world pertaining to the laws and the statutes and the commandments of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, right? And we are citizens, man. Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 15, right? Again, if you went to the ancient world and you took a time machine, a lot of things you do right now, hey, they might look at you funny, man. What you wear, what you speak, how you eat, how you walk, how you deal with your neighbor, how quickly you respond, right? Money and loans and suretyship and usury. These are things that all go into what? The civil law on how to deal as a civilian with your fellow neighbor, right? Let's go to 2 Maccabees, right? Chapter 15 and verse 30. And Judas, who was ever the chief defender of the citizens, both in body and mind, and who continued his love toward his countrymen all his life, commanded to strike off Nicanor's head and his hand with the shoulder and bring them to Jerusalem. So you had Judas Maccabees, who was a chief defender of the citizens, and he showed love towards his countrymen. So there are laws on how to deal with your fellow countrymen and laws how to deal with your fellow citizens that you dwell amongst. These are your neighbors, right? Your neighbor is not the so-called white man. Your neighbor is not the so-called Chinese man. Your neighbor goes back to, what did Yahushua say in Mark 12 and 29? It reads, and Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, Shema Yasha Allah. So your neighbor is a fellow Israelite. These are your fellow citizens, because a citizen is someone that you dwell amongst, man. Right? Let's pull that word up. Citizen, right? An inhabitant of a city or town. All right? A city dweller, a town dweller, a citizen, a freeman or an inhabitant of a country, member of the state or nation, not an alien. And there are laws that we're going to get into for second-class citizens. So the other nations, they are aliens. They are not citizens amongst the children of Israel. That's what you call a second-class citizen, right? That's what you call a second-class citizen. Let's pull that up, second class. We're just getting these quick definitions. right? A second-class citizen, right? It reads, let's pull this up. A second-class citizen is a person who is systematically and actively discriminated against within a state or other political jurisdiction despite their nominal status as a citizen or a legal resident there, right? While not necessarily slaves, outlaws, and illegal immigrants or criminals, second-class citizens have significantly limited legal rights. So you have nations who would dwell amongst us, they had limited legal rights. Our slaves had limited legal rights. Outlaws had limited legal rights, man. Right? And other men, and we've covered this in Isaiah the 56th chapter, a caste system is established to determine who is first class and second class citizens, man. And right now, when we deal with these civil laws and loving your neighbor, we're going to deal with both. First class citizens, which are the children of Israel that dwell in that land, homeborn in that land. And then you have strangers of Israelites that would dwell in that land, and they're supposed to be treated as a first class citizen. Then you have heathen or actual strangers of the other nations. Those are lower class or second class citizens, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 17, right? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, the 17th chapter, right? And there is not one chapter, I just want to put this out there, that gives every civil law. Whereas you can read every or the majority of the high holy days in Leviticus 23, the majority of the dietary law in Leviticus 11. The civil laws are different because it's spread throughout the entire Bible, chiefly Exodus, Numbers, right? Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Now this is Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance. This is what the Most High gave Israel. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments. You can read that in Exodus 24. The Most High made a covenant with us and showed us the judgments. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. That's in Exodus, the 19th chapter. And he said unto them, who's to them? The same people that heard his voice, the same people he made a covenant with. And he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness. And he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Who is the every man? Every Israelite man. Every man that was part of the everlasting covenant. That's who your neighbor is. The elect that praises his holy name. That's who your neighbor is. The men that saw the majesty of his glory and heard his voice in the ancient world in Exodus 19, that is your neighbor. The Most High gave every man a commandment concerning his neighbor. Let's go to Leviticus, the 19th chapter, right? And are we going to touch on every civil law? No, we're going to touch on a great majority of them, or a portion of them, rather. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 11, right? Now, this whole chapter goes into particular civil laws, right? The majority of it. So I'll actually start at verse 9. And you'll hear this called sundry laws. Sundry means diverse, right? Diverse. Let's pull that up. Pull that definition up. Okay, it says set apart, special, distinct, right? So these are diverse laws that are set apart from entire chapters that deal with a specific kind of law, all right? Like Leviticus 18, that goes into what? Fornication. Leviticus chapter 20, it deals with other sundry laws. Leviticus 21 are not sundry laws. They are laws that pertain to the priest, okay? So there are different chapters dedicated to a specific topic. And then you have sundry laws, which are set apart laws or various laws that deal with a variety of different topics. All right. And most of these deal with the civil laws. Leviticus 19 and 9. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. So if you had a harvest full of wheat, You can't take every single wheat and green ear that you see. You have to leave some for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am Yahweh your God. So the poor, Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 26, for ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. So we always had the poor around us, and we had strangers. You had Israelite strangers around you, and you had heathen strangers around you. It reads, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And this is simple, right? There's no in-depth breakdown on stealing. There's no finders keepers, right? There's no robbery, armed robbery, grand larceny, you know. Neither deal falsely. Dealing falsely is dealing deceitfully, right? You telling the brother, I'm gonna sell your car for $10,000, just sign here, and then he signs here, and then the paperwork, it really said $20,000. So you dealt falsely with that brother. You sold him a car on a price that he didn't know about. It reads, neither lie one to another. So there's no such thing as a white lie. You can't lie one to another, right? There's no, well, it's a white lie. I told a story. I told a fib. But we're not Negroes anymore, man. I didn't lie. I just told a story. No, it's an outright lie. All right. Verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Most High. I am Yahweh. So you can't swear and make an oath by the name of the Most High falsely, a false oath. Again, you tell a brother after you sold that car to him for $20,000, you swear on the name of the Most High that you didn't know. That's wicked. That's what Jake do. I put that on my mama, right? On my soul. You're swearing by your soul. You're swearing by foreign them, how they say in Chicago, right? In other parts of the earth, man. Right? You're swearing on your dead grandmother's grave. This dude, Kevin Gates, he said, may the Most High murder my children, man. And some people actually swear by the name of the Lord literally falsely. They'll say the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and then they'll lie and attach the name of the Most High to the lie. You're profaning the name of the Lord. Verse 13, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night into the morning. And defrauding your neighbor goes also into dealing falsely with them. Right? Defrauding your neighbor is, again, giving an example. If you ask the brother to make a garment for you, and then the brother said, yeah, I'll make that garment for you, but I'll give it to you in 1 week. I need $300. I need a $300 deposit. You pay a $300 deposit for the garment. He says, I need $40 for shipping. You pay $40 for shipping. 2 weeks go by, you never got your garment. 3 weeks go by, you never got your garment. 4 weeks go by, you never got your garment. You didn't pay $340 for a garment that was supposed to be given to you in 7 days, and now it's taken more than 6 weeks and counting. And that happens in Israel, man. People order stuff from Israelites, and they don't get it back. They don't get this stuff until God knows when. Especially when you told them when they were going to get it. I'll get that to you in 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 business days. And they never get it. Some people never got what they ordered, man. That's defrauding your neighbor. Now, when you go into the Apocrypha, when you defraud when you defraud your neighbor, you're counted as a murderer or a bloodshed. Right? So if you told your neighbor you're going to do something and y'all agreed to it, the Most High is a witness. Now, if you don't want, the brother can say, well, look, I never said that. That's why it's important to get stuff in writing. He might say, I never said 7 days. So you got to get this stuff in writing. You got to have witnesses, or you're going to end up getting defrauded. You got to have receipts. You got to have this stuff documented, because Israel is, they'll deal falsely with you, man, with their fringes on. And they'll rob you, man. They'll take all your money and never get you. You never get nothing from it. It reads, the wages of him that is hired should not abide with thee all night until the morning. We know they don't keep this law in America. You got to wait 2 weeks. Some people get paid weekly. You think that's great, right? Well, it is, but it's not the best. You're really supposed to get paid literally right before you leave out. It's supposed to be a big line in every department, and your boss or your supervisor is supposed to hand you your money in cash and give it to your hand before the sun go down. Now, if you forgot to give it to you, you got to go give you that. You got to go find you. Because if it waits until the morning, it's going to be a curse on him. I know some people, they get paid once a month. The Lord is not dealing with that, man. You got to wait 30 days to get paid. All hell could break loose. Then Esau short your check, man. You starting these damn jobs, you 2 weeks in a hole. Sometimes 3 weeks in a hole. Esau intentionally puts you on an off week for the pay period so you can wait an extra week. Yeah, we're going to start you on this date. In the middle of the damn pay period, man. You might get a half a check. This stuff is madness. Let's read on. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy God. I am Yahweh. Yeah, you can't curse the deaf. That's wicked, man. Right? If the deaf can't hear, you're to guide them in the right direction. If the blind can't see, you're to guide them in the right direction. And this happens spiritually, man. Right? With false doctrines, wicked, it's like it says in Ephesians 4:14, cunning craftiness and the sleight of men, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. So some people have different doctrines, and they're putting a stumbling block before the blind. The blind are the people of the world, right? Chiefly our people on a spiritual level that don't know the light of Yahweh Ba'asham Shah. Then you have wicked men like these pastors, wicked Israelites, and they're putting stumbling blocks and politicians before them, and they fall down. And when you're blind and you're falling, you don't know where you are, man. Verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. You can't respect the brother because he's poor, he might not have enough, or the brother, he's quiet, or the brother, he's homeless, or the brother, he's shy. Here is the brother committed all types of madness. Oh, he's a shy brother. That doesn't mean anything. The brother committed murder. He doesn't have too much in his wallet. Don't really get on him. He's struggling. Who cares? Same thing with a mighty man. Oh, don't talk to that brother. He's extremely mighty. That brother been in this thing 15, 20 years, man. Don't get on that brother. Let that brother do him. That's wicked. Everybody gets treated the same when it comes to the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Most High. There's no respect of persons, meaning no favoritism, right? You can't be partial in your judgment. Every judgment has to be done in righteousness according to the law and according to the discernment of the spirits, right? You can't have an emotional judge. Oh, he's so poor. He has no money. Let him get away with murder. Let him get away with theft. You can't be an emotional judge. If you're emotional, you're not fit to rule, man. And if you like to damn please men because he's mighty, you're not fit to rule. Oh, that brother been in this thing 30 years, man. He can never do a miss. And this is a heavy, heavy commandment right here, man. Because Israel is known for respecting the poor and showing honor to the mighty. Right? Verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Yahweh. So a talebearer is somebody that reveals secrets. Right? Or you could call it gossip. Right? They reveal tales. Right? And secrets amongst individuals. And they're revealing everybody's damn bank account and who did this with this person and she did this. And Jake is big on talebearing and gossip, man. Who got the tea? Did you hear what she said? The Lord said also, you can't stand against the blood of your neighbor. So if you see your neighbor blood being shed, you can't stand against him, meaning you can't watch his blood be shed and not stand for him. You have to stand for your neighbor. If your neighbor's blood is being shed by the wicked, by the ungodly, you have to stand up for the truth, right? You got people that take their phones out now. You got these guys getting now. Really, you can't really intervene and try to fight the police. Hey, but you know, some people they just see people getting raped in the alley, kids getting kidnapped, and they don't say nothing, man. You're standing against the blood of your neighbor. Verse 17: Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. And we go over this often. You cannot hate your brother in your mind. Like Esau told Jacob, the day, or he said it in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, and then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Cain hated Abel in his heart. Esau hated Jacob in his heart. If you hate somebody said in Israel, they hate somebody forever, man. You can't hate a fellow Israelite forever. I hate you forever. It's wicked. And it says, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Right? Like the Lord said, correction is always on time, paraphrasing. So if you see your neighbor in sin, say something, man. See your brother talking to this brother's wife, they holding hands. I ain't going to say nothing. That ain't none of my business. Oh, that's crazy. No, man, hey, what are you doing, man? Why are y'all holding hands? Isn't she married? Isn't that somebody's wife, man? What the hell are y'all doing? Now, you don't have to say it like that, or you might have to say it like that, because Jake don't get it. You can't see your neighbor in sin and just turn a blind eye to it. Verse 18, it reads, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh. So there's no vengeance, man. No get back. No get it back in blood. Tit for tat. That happens in marriages. That happens amongst brothers. It happens in the community. Oh, if only the Israelites would keep these laws, man, surely we would fare well, even in the midst of our enemies, man, because we would have some type of unity, solidarity, and love and common foundation. The murder rate would go down. The abortion rate would go down. Abortion is avenging. That's revenge, man. I'm going to get back at him. I'm going to abort his baby. A lot of women do that, man. That's wickedness. I ain't keeping this baby. And people hold on to grudges, man. The Lord said in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, let not the sun go down on your wrath. Right? So if you got a grudge or an ought with somebody, you can't hold on to that, man. Right? You can't hold on to that, because what is it going to do? It's going to build up. It's going to build up. It's going to build up. And then eventually it's going to turn into a damn murder demon. Then it's going to turn into hatred. If you got something on your chest, you better off calling that brother, man. Because it's going to build up. And then that demon, you're not going to be able to get rid of it. Look what happened to King Saul and David, man. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So what does this mean? Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Meaning, really by the time the sun goes down and prior to it, your wrath should be over with. And if it's an ought with a brother, that wrath should be at base, and you should reach out to that brother and reconcile that matter. Because if that sun goes down upon your wrath, it's going to fester, and you're going to be thinking about it, and then what you're going to do to that brother, and it's going to be a demon on you. It's going to turn into baggage. That's what verse 27 says, neither give place to the devil. That means you're pulling up a seat for the devil and saying, here, have a place right here. You can have a place and sit right here. Anytime you hold on to a grudge, you're giving place to the devil. Here, just sit at my right hand and be a demon next to me and give me ideas on how I can further hold on to this grudge. Right? So you can't sit there and hold on to a grudge to your fellow neighbor, man. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 24. Right? Actually, let's go to Matthew 5. So this is the sincere milk of the word that ye may grow thereby. And these are the laws that the Most High gave us, man. Right? That separates us from the other nations. Matthew chapter 5 and 43. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Now, this isn't talking about love the so-called white man, right? Or love the Moabites, or love the Ishmaelites. Remember, we had enemies amongst our own people, right? When you go to Proverbs, the 24th chapter, it speaks on that, man. This is Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 17. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. So you had enemies that will fall amongst your own people. Like David, he didn't rejoice when King Saul died, man. He didn't. He actually fasted until the sun went down. Praised the men of Jabesh Gilead for going to get his body, man. Those men fasted 7 days. Saul and the men around him fasted. I mean, David fasted till the sun went down with the men around him, man. He even lamented and had a whole song about it. Oh, how have the mighty fallen? How have the mighty fallen, man? Concerning Saul and Jonathan. See, a lot of Jakes, you like when something happened to your enemy, man. Yeah, they deserve that. That's judgment. All praise to Yahweh Shmi Awashah. Glad they fell out the truck. Man, I'm glad their car broke down. I knew they wasn't right, man. I knew how they dealt with me. I knew that wasn't right. Well, you're going off, man. You can't just be hoping. What they say in the word, you praying. That's the saying, you praying on a downfall. What is that? Praying on downfall. Meaning, look at this. Praying would mean that the haters are strongly willing it to happen and are looking to a higher power to make sure that it happens, man. Right? Look at this. To pray is to speak to a God in order to give thanks or to ask for something. Pray can also mean to make a request in a humble manner. Right? The verb pray refers to seizing, devouring, or having a harmful effect on something. So you got people that they're literally, your haters are willing to have something happen. And they're looking for the Most High to get up with you, man. I can't wait till God kills him. Right? You can't rejoice when your enemy falls. Right? That's also part of loving your enemy. All right? You have to love your enemy, man. Brothers that you are at odds with, y'all may not have seen eye to eye. Y'all may have fell out 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 days ago. Y'all haven't spoken. You blocked him. Now, there are people that you may not communicate with for various reasons, you know, and rightfully so. Right? I'm not going to communicate with a brother that tried to, that broke in my house and stole my children from me and took them for 10 days. Right? Now, I'm most I willing, hey, we're going to get our children back, man. You know, and I'm going to talk to that brother, and it's going to be a big deal. But, you know, you don't have to force a friendship with everybody too. Now, the Lord said, if it be possible, live at peace with all men. And the Lord also said in Sirach, the 6th chapter, let's get this, right? The Lord said, force not the course of a river. And Sirach, the 4th chapter, and in Sirach, the 6th chapter, it reads 6 and 1, instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue. So you don't have to be everybody's best friend in this truth, but you're commanded not to be anybody's enemy. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to be everybody's best friend in this truth, but you are required not to be anybody's enemy. All right. And then if you become somebody's enemy, you'll get an ill name, shame, and reproach, man. Let's see what this says in another right translation. 6:1. And do not be an enemy when you should be a friend. Right? So again, that goes into Matthew the 5th chapter, that we had enemies amongst our own people, but you're commanded to love your enemy and pray for them, man. We know it's hard, right? You know, people want the most high judgment to be swift. And it's a tough thing to pray for them that despitefully use you, man. Somebody could despitefully use you, mock you, publicly humiliate you, deal with you falsely. It takes a strong man to pray for somebody that despitefully uses you. The strongest man is not always the man where Esau's kissing his boot and he's shaking a hand and banging his staff on the ground. A mighty man of the Lord can also pray for them that despitefully uses him and persecutes him, right? Meaning your fellow neighbor, your fellow Israelite, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22:1. More civil laws, right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 1, right? Again, sundry laws. Same thing as Leviticus 19. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox. Keyword brothers. And then say an Edomite or a Moabite. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox. So this is a law for what we call first-class citizens, fellow Israelites that are not cast out, chief amongst the congregation, not second-class citizens who get discriminated against. All right? So let's go back to this. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any wise, any case, bring them again unto thy brother. Right. So again, you can say, well, I can't keep that commandment. I don't have an ox. I don't have a sheep. Right. Well, this law is forever. So even in today's time, if your brother's ox or ass go astray, which means in modern day technology or modern day terms, let's say your brother's car broke down or he got a flat tire. You can help that brother, man. His dog ran away. Right? And he's damn, you know where he's at. You don't want to say nothing. It's none of your business. Right? Somebody's damn looking at his car, peeking at his car. You don't want to say nothing. So your brother's property, if you understand what happens to his property, if it went astray, got lost, and you got to let your brother know what happened about it, man. Your brother dropped his wallet. You got to bring it back to him again. Don't put your foot on it. That's what Negroes do. Your brother dropped $100, you have to put your foot on it. And then trick your brother to look that way, then pick up the $100. So again, this law is saying the property of your neighbor, if you understand what happens to it and it leaves his hand, you have to let him know what happened to it. Or if you have the power, you have to bring it back to him again. There's no finders keepers or losers weepers, man. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Deuteronomy 22:2. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, so he might live far away. He might have came for Passover, right? He might be from the land of Reuben and came to Jerusalem and kept the Passover. You may not be able to go back to the land of Reuben. He might be too far from you. Or if thou know him not, meaning he's a stranger to you, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house. And this shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. So it ain't he ain't missing out on this. He didn't want this. A lot of people take stuff from people and they steal it or they hold on to it. And then the brother try to get it back and they get mad. Man, you wasn't going to use it anyway. That has nothing to do with anything. You're not justified because you think this brother wasn't going to use it anyway. Man, you were going to use some headphones anyway. And you got a whole bunch of them. Man, you got 2 cars, man. That has nothing to do with the matter. Whatever your brother lost, His property, you have to hold on to it if you can't bring it to him again. That's why they call it a lost and found. Certain places, they have a lost and found. They hold on to your property and you go back, it was lost, and you go find it and get it back. You can't be wicked and go to the lost and found and just run through the box, man. For all of the things that you lust after. And it's dainties. You get what's yours and you leave the rest. So if you're a brother, you hold feast days, somebody may have left their car keys, or, they dropped some money, or, a bag. You got to have a spot in your house or at your school or wherever you at to hold on to things in the event that something was lost. You have to have a brother over that, man. So that brother can kind of document that and know the date and kind of figure out who left it. So he can keep a log of that stuff, man. So this stuff can be in order. Salaki, Deuteronomy 22:3. And like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of thy brothers, which he hath lost, and thou hast found. Thou shalt do likewise, thou mayest not hide thyself. Yeah, you got brothers still hide themselves, man. You picked up this brother's wallet, and all of a sudden he can't get in contact with you. All of a sudden he's blocked, and you have all these pictures on Instagram of you in Jamaica and the Dominican Republic with all this big money you spent, man. You're hiding yourself. Some people take money and then you never see them again, man. Verse 4, thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his ass fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. And again, this isn't talking about an Edomite. If you saw an Edomite ass or his ox fall down, and guess what, man? It fell down. And it is what it is. And you might step over it, man. If I'm driving, I see a Moabite and his car broke down in a flat tire, you think I'm going to pull over and help a Moabite, man? You think if an Ishmaelite is walking behind me and he got 1,000 things in his hand, I'm going to hold the door for Ishmael? I got somewhere I got to go. I got things I got to do, man. I got moves I got to make, man. Now, when we in this man's world, you might be at the plantation, stuff happen. You might have to hold the door. You might have to kind of be wise as a serpent. Hey, but when you out and you liberal, man, we're not here to really just make sure these nations are taken care of, man. And all of what they call all their I's are dotted and all their T's are crossed, man. But if you see your brother, he fell down, or your brother, he got a flat tire, and you got to help that brother out, man. Now, again, does this mean you help out every brother that you know that looks like you know? Chiefly, you have to have discernment. The Lord said in Sirach, the 12th chapter, when you're going to do good, know to who you do good to, man. Right? Let's get this in Sirach, the 12th chapter. Right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it. So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. So when you're helping a brother, know who you're helping, man. Right? Now, sometimes you're not really going to know. A brother might have his fringes on. He might be a stranger, whatever. You have to have discernment. Even the poor. You don't give a brother $50 and he just got through, damn, tapping his veins, man. Here he is. He has the band around his veins, pulling it with his teeth. He's lighting up the damn spoon with damn a heroin on it, man. He has the needle, damn, pulling it out. And then he see you, he drop it and say, I need $50, man. I need to buy a jacket. Don't get that brother $50, man. You have to have discernment. He's going to shoot up them $50, man. Them $50 going to be in his veins, man. And he's going to OD, and you gave that brother $50 to OD. See, one thing that Jake like to do is you like to enable people, man. Pull up that definition, enable, right? There's someone called an enabler, man. right? A person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructive behavior in another. And that's a very wicked trait to have. That's a very wicked trait when you encourage or enable negative or self-destructive behavior. Being an enabler to an addict does more harm than good, right? So again, you don't want to be an enabler and you're just helping out the wicked, man. You're helping prostitutes out. They need you. I need you to buy me a damn, some damn a skirt, man, so I can show my body off. Okay, well, how much do you need? 6,000. I don't really know if I can afford that. Well, don't you want to help me? Well, okay. Here, just see what's your cash app. Get this money, ho. 22. Right? And then your cash app with a damn $6,000. Say, yeah. Then you get in the car with a bunch of dudes, man. And you go home thinking that you're, damn, my arms today. Praise God. And the Most High is not dealing with that, man. He's not dealing with the simple and the fools. Lord is not, praise God. You just gave a prostitute $6,000 to freak off. So you have to have a level of discernment when it comes to alms and when it comes to doing good to your neighbor. All right. This is let's go back to this in Deuteronomy chapter 22:4. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help to lift them up again. And that's any burden. Like we got brothers that carry the camp signs. A brother might have a camp sign in the water or something, or he got a lot going on. We have to stop what we're doing and help that brother, man. Brother might run. Hey, let me get that for you, Out. Hey, let me hold that for you, man. You got too much going on. Let me hold your staff, or let me hold that camp sign. Let me get that water. Let me get that for you. You can't just say, man, that brother's strong. He got it. You got it, Out. Or you hurt and get on your phone. Act like you don't see the brother. Right? These are wicked. We have to know how to treat one another. You got brothers that know all of the breakdowns, all of the parables, but they don't know the civil laws of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. Let's read on. Actually, let's jump down, right? We got a lot of civil laws we want to get to through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 22:20, right? First, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 22:20, right? Dealing with loving your neighbor. And again, your fellow neighbor is a fellow Israelite. That word neighbor, it goes back to the word nigh, which means someone close to you. And bor, it's a suffix that means someone that you dwell with or that you grow with, right? Let's pull this word up, neighbor. Just want to clear this up. It means one who lives near another. Now, again, who lived near one another? Israelites, man. You had, chiefly in the ancient world, you had tribes that lived amongst each other. And then you had families that lived amongst another. Right? Let's pull this up. Pull up the 12 tribes map. Because your neighbor really it was some granularity behind that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. Right? Because again, your neighbor is a fellow Israelite. Let's say I'm from the tribe of Gad. My neighbor could be an Ephraimite, a Danite, a Judite, a Simeonite. But my chief neighbor is a fellow Gadite. Now, if I'm a Gadite and I had actual Gadites, families, because families had different portions, then that family that literally dwelt next to me was my neighbor as well. Right? And then the Ammonites weren't your neighbor, or the Moabites, or the Edomites, or the Philistines, because they didn't dwell amongst you. It started off with your nation, then it broke down to your tribe, then it broke down to the families that dwelt amongst you. Right? So the families in Bethlehem, they were neighbors, man. And then fellow Judites were their neighbors. right? So this is how the 12 tribes were divided, and these are your fellow neighbors. So going back to this etymology, neighbor, one who lives near one another. I want to jump down. One who dwells nearby, from near, which means near or nigh, and Geber meaning dweller, right? So again, if you didn't live amongst the Edomites or the Moabites and the Hamites, how could they be your neighbor? When the law said what? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20, right? And 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye shall be mine. So if we're cut off from other people, the other people, which are the other nations, cannot be our neighbor, right? So let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 22, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 22 and verse 20, right? Dealing with neighbors. Now you might have a neighbor, but you and your neighbor might not be close, right? You know, I'm always up and down in Jake neighborhoods, man. Growing up, some neighbors you cool with, some neighbors are kind of standoffish, some of them you never talk to. You might have a neighbor, or you might meet a brother. That brother might become your friend. So there's a difference between a friend and a neighbor. Your neighbor is a fellow Israelite, chiefly in the ancient world, somebody of your own tribe or a near family. And then a friend is someone that was you had a strong relationship with, that lived nearby, or that was part of that tribe. All right. So again, let's read about this, because friendships go into how to deal with your neighbor as well. All right. This is Sirach chapter 22 and 20. Because Jake, you don't know how to have a friend in this society, man. See, growing up in this society, all Jake do is them get on each other, make mockery, make fun of each other, they be setting each other up, man. Popping each other women, robbing places together, stealing from people together. Jake, you sit around in a car, you smoke weed together. Jake, you can't even call a brother your friend. It's too soft to you, man. Right? It's too soft. You can't even say that's my friend. Now you gotta say that's my woe, my demon, my slime, my partner, man. You know, whatever Jake say nowadays, man, I could barely keep up with the terminology. But you have actual brothers that are your friends. And you can't be ashamed to say, look, that brother, that's my friend. We're friends. That doesn't make you soft, man. It doesn't make you, we got to get out of this nigga mentality, man. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 6. Now, it depends on how you say it, too. If you go, look, you're my friend. Are we friends? So if you say it like that, then you got to kind of examine yourself. It all depends on the spirit that you in. Right? Brother can't just walk up, you know, we're friends. Right? We're my best friend. No, man, the Lord isn't dealing with that spirit either. But if you and the brother friends, hey, y'all friends, man. You know, and it is what it is. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and 16. Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Yeah, like Jake said, my twin, my nigga. How do we forget that one? That's my nigga right there, man. I think twin, that's a new thing I'm hearing, man. Ganging up. The Lord isn't dealing with ganging up, man. Gang. What's up, my nigga? These my niggas, my homies. Homeboy. Where's homeboy at in the Bible? My homeboy. My mans. We have to have an ancient mind, man. Right? We greet each other with an ancient greeting. Shalom, Ak. Shalom, Akim. Yahweh Ba'ashmi Abashai Barakatah. We bless each other. Right? And you deal faithfully with your friend. Jonathan and David were friends, man. They were what you would call, in today's society, best friends. And David, so what did David say about Jonathan? Let's get this in First Samuel, right? Let's get this in First Samuel 31. Actually, I want Second Samuel. That's what I want. I want Second Samuel, the first chapter. Right? This is Second Samuel, chapter 1 and verse 26. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. It's like it very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women. You see that? And that's a heavy statement right there. The way that Jonathan and David's relationship was, how tight they were, that's something that every brother wants, bro. Every brother should want a friendship like David and Jonathan, man. A brother, what Jake called you A1 day one, man. A brother that you know you could count on. That's not envious of you. Y'all not proud. No brother trying to be tougher than the next man, outshine that man. Y'all are both humble and y'all love one another, man. And Esau hates when Jake comes together and forms tight brotherhoods, man. Because when Jake form a brotherhood, it's stronger and more masculine and peaceful than the Edomite brotherhood. Because Edomites come together and what do? Wickedness, man. Pop each other, get drunk, freak off. Moabites get together, what do? The same thing. When Jake's in their purest estate get together, when Israelites get together and they vibing and they in this brotherhood and this mirth and joy, there's nothing but righteousness there. Right? That passed the love of women, man. Because the love of a woman, what are you going to end up getting with the love of a woman? Argument sometimes, strife, contentions, wickedness, and madness. Yeah, you have the love of woman, but it comes with a price, man. Trouble in the flesh. Brothers, when brothers are tight brothers, man, brothers don't really get into it, man. Because brothers respect one another. Brothers love one another. So the love of a brotherhood, a strong brotherhood, can indeed compass the love of women. So let's go back to this, right? Dealing with friendship. This is Sirach chapter 22 and 20. Whoso casteth a stone at the birds, frayeth them away. And he that upbraideth his friend, breaketh friendship. So one way to lose friendship is upbraiding your friend. Upbraid means to pretty much lean on them, yell on them, right? Let's go to the word upbraid definition. It's not a common word for Jake, right? It means to scold, reprimand. It's really like a harsh rebuke, right? That's what a upbraid is, right? It's pretty much like a harsh rebuke on a brother when you yell at him. Not just regular, because the brother might take y'all could get into it, y'all might have thick skin, but upbraiding somebody is just, you cussing them out, you call them a BAN, a PAN, you're calling them a damn wicked demon and the most side, you're just upbraiding him, huh? That brother's not going to want to deal with you anymore. That's not how you deal with your friend, man. You don't call your friend all these damn expletives and wicked names, man. See, a lot of people, man, they intentionally try to hurt people. See, your friend, his father died, man, when he was 15. That means something to him, and it hurts him. Y'all talked about that. Now you and your brother get into it, for whatever the case may be. He was supposed to pick you up for the feast day, and maybe he didn't pick you up, and maybe y'all kind of got into it. You showed up, you kind of got on, he got on you. He said, well, that's why your father died when you was 15. Well, now that brother can't trust you, man. Now he can't trust you. He can't deal with you no more. Because he knows that was really in your heart. And you really tried to hurt him. And you're going to break your friendship. You'll never have friends, man. You'll always be a loner because you don't know how to deal with your fellow brother. You got a lot of brothers in this where they don't have no friends, man. They have a lot of knowledge, yeah. I mean, they're deep. They know all of the breakdowns, but they just don't have no friends because nobody wants to deal with them. It's lucky for the language, hey, but they're assholes, man. They're standoffish. They're high. They look down upon people. And some people don't have friends because they're too shy. They're too bashful. Let me get that in Sirach, the 20th chapter real quick, man. Right? Your phone real dry. You're never invited to the feast days. Brothers always forget about you. Because, brother, you don't say nothing, man. Right? You know, you're never invited to the weddings and the whatever brothers got going on. They're going after camp and you left out the group chat and they forgot about you. And because, brother, you're too shy, man. You don't speak up. Nobody knows your personality. They can't discern your spirit. You just kind of float around a little bit. And then you giggle, and you leave, man. You don't have any social skills. You're always trying to debate, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 20 and 22, right? It reads, there is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting the persons overthroweth himself. So you got brothers, they're bashful, they're shy, and they'll destroy their own soul, man. You can't be, now you got some brothers, they're naturally shy, right? Kind of alone. When I was in the world, even, to a certain extent now, I was by myself, man. I wasn't around a whole bunch. I didn't like being around a whole bunch of people, man. Bunch of cliques and groups of men. I was by myself, but, I still kind of knew people. So it's not a sin to kind of be like, your alone time, but you have to have some type of social skills in this thing, man. You have to learn how to be friendly. You have to learn how to have a sense of humor. You have to learn how to take a joke. A lot of brothers can't even take a damn joke, man. They're too damn uptight and sensitive. You got real thin skin. Nobody wants to be around an extra sensitive brother. Make a joke about the brother's shoes. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. That's wicked. All right, brother. You got it, King. You got it, brother. You got it. Damn, brother. I'm just joking. Look, I don't joke. I don't play games. I don't play games with men. I'm into these scriptures. All right, brother. All right, brother. You got it, King. So again, you gotta know, you gotta have a friendly spirit, man, and righteousness. I'm gonna go back to Sirach 26. Let's go to real quick, Sirach. Actually, I'm gonna go back to Sirach, the 22nd chapter, but let's jump down to Sirach, the 6th chapter. Right? This Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 5. Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greeting. So you have to have sweet language, man. If a brother got he might have a mean garment on, you like the brother garment, don't just say, man, your mind, man, that's a mean garment, man, your mind. Go tell that brother, hey, that's a cold garment right there, man. Where you get that from, King? Man, all praise to the Most High, man. Right? Well, you got that on social media. Where you get that from? Man, because I was looking for something, and y'all could start a conversation, man. Might be a bunch of brothers kind of talking, kind of in a circle, man. Hey, get in that circle, man. See what's going on, man. Hey, Shalom, brothers, what's going on, man? Y'all going over scriptures? What's going on? Don't just sit around and turn your chair. Every feast day, you're facing the wall, man. Reading History of Susanna. Every new moon, every congregation, every feast day, you're facing the wall. You always have a chair, you're facing the wall, and you just read the History of Susanna. You got to have sweet language, man. You got to know how to be a brother, man. You got, like I said, you got to know how to have a sense of humor. You got to know how to be friendly. You got to know how to joke, take a joke. Sometimes brothers kind of, kick it, man. You got to know how to, you got to be willing to spend time with brothers. You can't be a friend if you don't spend time to learn how to get a friend. If brothers are always doing something and you never around, how are you expecting to get a friend? Brothers going, brothers might go play basketball or they might go out, get something to eat or drink, and you never go. Nobody's really nobody knows you, man. You kind of just a stranger. So you're not going to be thought of, man. And it says a fair tongue, it's like a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings, man. Be in peace with many, nevertheless, but have but one counselor of 1,000. So I'm gonna go back to this chapter because there's more in that chapter, right? But let's go back to Sirach chapter 22 and 21. Though thou drawest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for there may be a returning to favor. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets or a treacherous wound. For these things, every friend will depart. So the Lord lets you know how to lose a friend, man. How to be uncivilized. Because you might get into it with your brother, and y'all can make amends and make ends meet, and make up for it, man. But if you disclosing secrets, if you upbraiding him, or you're being proud, and you have treacherous wounds that you give this brother, man, whether that's a physical wound or an emotional wound, you embarrass his brother on purpose publicly, man. Here it is at camp. You shaved his brother beard when he wasn't looking. You came up with some clippers. You turned them on. He's reading. He's trying to find his Bible. You come with some clippers. Or you just shave one half of his beard, and then you start laughing. Lighten up a little bit, Ak. And that brother, you done lost a friend, man. He's not going to want to deal with you anymore. You done shaved half his beard, man, on a Shabbat. It reads, be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity. Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble, that thou mayest be heir with him and his heritage. For a mean estate is not always to be content, nor the rich that is foolish to be had in admiration. Right, man, and hold it down with your brother, man. Brother might be down bad, hold it down with him, man. He might be down bad for a minute, but it ain't going to be forever. That's how you know you got a solid friend, man. Brother, look, I just need to crash, man, on your couch. For 2 days, I got to get my mind right. I got to get my, my job let me go. I lost this, I lost that. My car don't work. I just need 2 days. Be that brother, man. Yeah, you got it, man. You got it, King. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Shah. What else do you need, brother? Right? That's you holding it down with your. Now, that brother, he might come up, man. Let's say that brother was down bad, then he came back up. The most I gave him a job, he making 6 figures. Now, you down bad. You asked for $50 for gas. And his brother, look, you know what? I don't got it right now. Salakia, King, I don't got it. My money tied up. Right? Because you was a wishy-washy friend, man. You look down at your brother when he was down bad. Don't be that brother, man. Right? Let's go back to Sirach chapter 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. Yeah, so take your time, man, when you're dealing with a brother. Just because a brother has fringes on doesn't mean that this brother could come into your house. Just because a brother has fringes on doesn't mean he can hold on to your debit card to run into the store real quick, man. Right? There are certain limitations and things that you tell the brother, man. You don't tell his brother what you're allergic to. You just met the brother. Yeah, I'm allergic to peanut oil. It can kill me. God, by any means, man, it could just kill me. And I'm allergic to damn cat hair. I get cat hair around me. My throat closes up, and my heart swells up, and my money falls out my pocket. right? All my money just falls out. Hey, you don't have to tell that brother that, man. Oh, but he got fringes on. We Israel. Yeah, we're Israel, brother. But this brother don't need to know everything. The Lord said, do no secret thing before a stranger. He don't need to know what make your damn heart stop and your damn ear swell up, huh? Every brother's not a brother, man. Right? It reads, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. Yeah, brother might be trying to be your friend and get close to your woman. He been eyeing your woman, man. And the only way to get close to your woman is to beguile you. Not he your friend, not he wanted, he heard that he figure out what's, Jake is simple, man. And Jake is wicked. Jake find out what kind of car you got, man. Right? Have you ever, you any car troubles? Yeah, man, my damn brake pads, whatever. Well, I'll bring some brake pads over, King. I'll get you some. Oh, really, brother, man? You don't got to do that, King. Man, brother, look, man, I was on my way over that way anyway, man. I'll drop him off anyway, And he's really just doing that because he's trying to see if he can see your woman, man. Knock on the door, hoping your woman answers. He went out of his way to buy brake pads, to put them in his damn cart, bag them up, just to go to your house 30 miles away to see if your woman around. Some men are friends for power, man. You might be in a position of power and they want to use the power that you have. That groupie spirit. Cleave unto him spirit. The Mr. Me Too spirit, if you can understand. Some people your friend because you got money, man. They always see you taking out money, spending money, man. You making moves happen. And they want you to make something shake for them. So you got to prove a brother, man. You got to know a brother's intentions. You got to take time when you deal with Israel. You got agents. You got false brethren unawares. You got spies. Let's read on. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. So you got certain men, they'll turn to your enemy and you'll get into it with them. And then they'll put all your stuff on blast. So y'all was friends until y'all got into it. Now when y'all don't see eye to eye, he can expose all your secrets. Again, he calling your job, man. Trying to get you fired from your job. Yeah, Brother John, man. Brother John, he say that he don't really clock out for lunch. He say he eat his lunch and then he clock out for his lunch. Maybe you should kind of watch that, brother. Then the other guy on the phone, who am I talking to? Just know that Brother John is still in town. Then you hang up the phone, man. You got people that, I know this happened in Israel. You got people that call other people jobs to get them fired from their job. Going up to the front desk at their job, showing a video of the brother teaching. Yeah, this is brother work here. These things have happened, man. The brother shaking a hand, getting on Esau, and then he's showing this brother doing this brother look familiar. You're squinting your eyes, and this brother look familiar, don't he? Well, yeah, I think that brother John, isn't it brother John? Yeah, well, brother John, what is this? And then you turn up the volume. Hold on, let me turn up. You turn up the volume, man. And brother John's getting on Esau. And then you just damn leave and slam the door, man. And peel off. So you gotta watch out for brothers, man. It reads, and there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. Yeah, you need help moving. The brother, he there with you when you up, man. At the table, man. Hey, look, man, you doing steaks and you grilling out and you got all this food going on and the brother always in your house eating and now you need help moving. Or, hey, you got fired from your job. You call this brother, he keep ignoring you. I don't want to talk right now. I just need a brother to talk to. I'm kind of down bad. And hey, look, man, I don't want to hear that right now. Right? I don't want to, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. So you got men like that. They won't continue with you in the day of affliction. Some brothers don't even know how to deal with a brother when they're afflicted, man. You don't know what to say, what precept, how to comfort a brother. Because all you know is mirth and joy. You don't know how to be a brother in affliction. You just know how to be a brother when y'all are cool, man. You don't know how to weep with a brother, man. You dismiss what the brother said, brother, my son died, and my house was on fire, and here you are, yeah, brother, because I had a bad day too, and my job. Nobody cares what you have to say, man. You have to learn how to apply empathy, man. A lot of people, they try to one up. Jake, you're known for one upping your brother. He got fired from his job. Well, my job was on fire. Well, I didn't really have a job. Well, I don't know how to spell job. Well, I don't know. Then Jake just like to one up each other, man. Learn how to be a brother when your brother's going through something. Learn how to have some type of social skills, man, when it comes to mourning and wisdom. Verse 11. But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. You take heed of your friends, man. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such, and one hath found a treasure. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. So if you fear the Most High, he's going to put right brothers around you, right? If you fear the Most High, he's going to put the right brothers around you, man. You have to learn how to be a friend in this thing. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, right? This is how you deal with your neighbor. This is how you love one another, right? This is how you love one another through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 34. Fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn. So if a brother weeping and going through something, if you're his brother, you're going to go through that with him, right? You're going through what your brother goes through. Be not slow to visit the sick, for that shall make thee to be beloved. So again, if you got a sick brother, visit that brother. Check on that brother, man. Somebody going through spirits and depression and mental illness and mental sickness, and check on that brother. Physical sickness, right? Don't just check the brother say, well, I just got out the hospital. You didn't even know the brother was in the hospital, man. Because he was trying to tell you, but you was blocking his number, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 18. This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 24. It reads, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So show yourself friendly, man. Be a brother, man. Be amiable. Laugh with your brother. Mourn with your brother. If your brother talking about something, don't try to switch the topic to something you want to talk about. Talk about what that brother want to talk about, man. Learn how to communicate. Be a great listener. Your brother telling you about his day, listen to it, man. Don't just shoot a brother off so you can hurt him and say what you got to say. Be what they call an active listener, right? It's like I spelled listener wrong. Active listening is a way of listening and responding to another person that improves mutual understanding, right? It is an important first step to diffuse the situation and seek solutions to problems, right? So this is how you deal with these problems, man, right? You want to be a great listener, right? Here's active listening skills. Smile, nod. You got to have a sincere smile. Avoid distracting movements. Yeah, brother talking to you, always on your phone. Yeah, would you say up? Yeah, that's crazy. Now look that brother in his eye. Talk to that brother, man. See that? Maintain eye contact. Display empathy, man. Damn, brother, that happened, man. I'm sorry to hear that, King, man. Man, I'm throw some prayers up for you, brother, man. Lord willing, man. We can pray together. Share similar experiences, man. Yeah, man, because my mother passed too, man. I know how you feel, King. It's tough, man. Right? So these are things that you kind of, you got to kind of learn how to be a listener, how to be a friend, and how to show yourself friendly, man. Right? Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 22, getting back into some more diverse laws. Let me see where I'm at with time. Right? Through the spirit, man. Right, Salakia. All right, this Exodus chapter 22 and verse 7. We kind of dealt with this before. It reads, if a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. So a brother might say, look, I need you to hold on to this money, hold on to my car, my lawnmower, whatever. If somebody steals it out of that man's house and he wasn't involved and the thief is found, the thief got to pay double. Because you do have situations where a brother hold something for him, man. Maybe the brother didn't have room in his car, or the brother didn't have no pockets or whatever. The brother said, hold on to that. I get it from you next week. And then the brother don't have it no more. It went missing in his possession. There are laws on that. Right? If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought into the judges to see whether he had put his hands into his neighbor goods. Yeah, you might have a speaker from a feast day. You dropping 5 brothers off. You don't have no room for that speaker. That's your speaker. You asked Brother John to hold on to the speaker. You gave the speaker to Brother John. You asked for the speaker back. Brother John says, I don't know what happened to the speaker. You say, well, you don't. What do you mean what happened? You don't know what happened to the speaker. I don't know what happened to it. I had it sitting, in my house, and I woke up and it was gone. So now we got to investigate this. Is Brother John telling the truth? Did Brother John pawn that speaker off for gas money? Did somebody break into Brother John's house and steal the speaker? We got to figure this matter out. That's what verse 8 is saying. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges, right? To see whether he had put his hands into his neighbor's goods. And they're going to figure that matter out. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his. Because a brother might challenge something to be his. That's my hoodie. No, that's my hoodie, man. I just bought that. I just bought that hoodie, man. I got it at the last Hebrew Summit. No, man, I brought that. My woman gave me that hoodie. So somebody might challenge something to be his. There are laws on how to be civil about that matter. In the old West Esau, they'll do a damn duel, man. They'll walk back to back, and they'll take 10 steps, and they'll do a quick draw and blow each other's brains out. The Most High's not dealing with duels at high noon, man. That's a tumbleweed rolls by. That's not how we deal with matters as the men of the Lord, man. Right? We give place to judgment and order. So it reads, which another challengeth to be his. The cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. So if Brother John lost that speaker and he was responsible for it, maybe he forgot it somewhere, he can't remember, John got to get 2 speakers. Right? John can say, look, I can't afford that. That's a whole nother matter. But if Brother John lost your speaker and you gave him to it to possess it, he got to give you double, man. If it wasn't stolen. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep it, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it. Yeah, let's say a brother, he give you his car. Maybe the brother going out of town, or the brother got a new car. He kind of let you hold on to that car. Just let you hold on to it. You didn't buy it. He didn't give it to you. She'll let you hold on to it. You needed to go to work, you just started this job or whatever. Let's say your windows break out in that car, right? For some reason, you woke up, all your windows bust out. Nobody saw it. It wasn't on your Ring camera. You just woke up and all your windows bust out. Now, this brother could be mad, man, and say, what the hell happened to my car? I let you hold on to. Now, you could say, look, I don't know what happened to that car, right? Now, what would he go from there? Here's verse 11. Then shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both, that he hath not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. So let's say these windows get bust out. Brother John don't know what happened. Hey, brother Joseph, he want to know what happened. So brother John got to make an oath. He got to put his hand up before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and say and swear by the name of the Lord and say, I didn't do nothing to the car. I don't know what happened. And guess what brother Joseph got to do? Brother Joseph has to accept that oath. Brother Joseph can't say, nah, the hell with that, man. I know you did it, man, because you always do that. No, brother Joseph has to accept it, and brother John doesn't have to pay for those windows, man. Now, brother Joseph could be mad. He might not give him a car again. Hey, that's his prerogative. If brother Joe don't want to give brother John a car again because every time he give him a car, the windows bust and nobody knows what happens. Hey, that's brother Joseph. Maybe that's a good move. But brother Joseph cannot demand money from brother John about this car. So if somebody give you something and it break or it die, it could be an animal. Hold on to my dog. I'm going out of town. If the dog died, hey, this guy, he's not held responsible for it. If he doesn't know what happened, he didn't see it. You got to make an oath, and you have to exercise mercy and compassion. Right? So, there are matters that deal with property and loans and the giving and the taking in the exchange of property and goods. Right? Verse 12. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution to the owner thereof. So let's say, you gave his brother your car to hold on to. Somebody stole the car. Hey, that's on brother John. Now, brother John can say, well, look, I don't know what happened. Hey, but it got stolen, John. That's on you. So if this was a $6,000 car, hey, brother John got to cough up $6,000, man. If brother John held on to the speaker, brother John got to pay up for the speaker. Verse 13. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. Now, brother John, giving the speaker example, brother John, he could walk into his house and the speaker all bust up in pieces, man, with a damn hammer. Brother John don't own a hammer. So he goes to brother Joseph, says, look what happened to your speaker. Somebody broke it up with a hammer. I don't own a hammer. Brother Joseph, he can be mad, but he can't make him pay for that speaker. Same thing with an animal. If you got somebody give you your lamb and a lion kill that lamb and the owner wasn't with it, it's like it says, he shall surely make it good. That's what it says. So like he shall surely make it good because it was under your jurisdiction. All right. Verse 15, but if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be a hired thing, it came for his hire. So again, if the owner isn't with it, it reads, he shall surely make it good. If the owner thereof is with it, he shall not make it good. All right. Meaning he shall not make it good, meaning he doesn't have to pay for it. That's what make it good means, right? Rectifying the wrongs. So these are different laws again on how to deal with your neighbor and how to deal with your fellow brother, right? Kind of running out of time. Let's go to Deuteronomy 19, right? Just getting various laws. This is Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that Yahweh thy God giveth thee to possess it. So a landmark is in the ancient world was like a stone. right? That you would put, or a league of stones that would separate your land boundaries from somebody else's land. So nobody could move the stones 10 furlongs north or 10 furlongs south to switch up the boundaries and the borders of the land. All right. So you can't remove the landmark. That's still in somebody's land. That's what the so-called white man does. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 14 and 21. This is a law for second-class citizens, right? Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. See, there are more dietary laws outside of Leviticus 11 and just pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. So you can't eat roadkill. Well, not roadkill necessarily, anything that died of itself. So maybe something was sick and it died. Maybe it had a damn infection, or had a disease and it dropped dead. You can't eat a lamb that dropped dead and it had a disease. But you can give it to a heathen. They can eat that because we're not equal to the heathen. They're what you call, and this is a generous term, second-class citizens, man. They're systematically, meaning by the laws of God, and actively discriminated against within a state or other political jurisdiction. So they're second class. So they can get sold roadkill. They're not equal to the children of Israel, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 19. Right? Deuteronomy, and this is racist, man. This is racist. This big ups one race and discriminates against another race. For all you people that says everybody's equal and God loves everybody. This is Deuteronomy 23 and 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. So you can't loan your brother anything on interest, right? Like the so-called white man does. You can't loan him a car for $5,000 and 50% interest. That's wicked, man. Or you give him a $5, and for every dollar you gave him, he has to pay you $10. That's usury. Gave his brother $5 for every dollar he owes you $10. So no interest and scheming on your brother. It reads what? Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to, and the land whither thou goest to possess it. So you could loan that, you could do that to a heathen. So if you owned a shop, let's say you made biscuits, and a heathen come to buy a biscuit, you could tax him, huh? You could up the price. That'd be $40 a biscuit. Huh? A brother come up, hey, it's $2.99. Now he can say, well, I don't like the way you did that. You gotta say, shut up. If you don't like it, you can leave. But he's gonna have to think about it. You gotta think, do I really want that biscuit? Do I want to pay? And then he might take that money, he might pay for that, man. And you don't have to explain yourself to these heathen, man. They're beasts, they're nothing. Well, look, in the law, you don't have to go into the law and explain to him Deuteronomy 23rd chapter. You gotta deal with it. Now, if he don't like it, hey, it is what it is. Now, Amalek, they do that to us, man. Go to these Amalek stores, man. You think they charge you any of these nations, man? You think they charge you the same price they charge their own people? No, hell no, man. You go try to get your pay for a house. You got to pay 5 times the amount of the house, man. Than an Edomite. You try to buy a car, you gotta go through all types of schemes and madness to get a car. Esau just come in and he just, hey, look, go ahead, let me get that, man. Right? So these are laws on how that separate the classes of society, Israelites and actual heathen, right? Now you can even buy heathen as your slaves, right? In Leviticus, the 25th chapter. So nowhere and no how did the Most High make anybody and everybody equal. This is Leviticus 25 and 45. Moreover, I'm going to start at 44. Start at 43. Start at 42. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. So a heathen can be sold as a bondman. An Israelite has to be released on the 7th year of his servitude. That's what you have, the year of release. Every 7 years, an Israelite servant is released from his debts and from his servitude, unless he decides to stay with his master. A heathen, he could be perpetually sold as a bondman. Difference between indentured servitude and chattel slavery. Verse 43, thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear thy God. So you can't kind of kick your brother around, kick him in the back. Can't really slap him upside the back of the head. You can't be working in the field. You can't just beat him with a staff. You can't do that to him. But you can do that to a heathen. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. So you can kind of kick them around, man. You kind of see them, they taking too long, picking a cotton, you could kick them, man. Kick them in the butt, kick them in the head, man. Now, if you put their eye out, that's a different situation. You knock their teeth out, that's a different situation. So you got to be mindful of where you're hitting them, man. Certain parts, you got to figure out where their thick skin is. So you take that whip. Now, if they bleed, the scripture say don't be ashamed, but you want him to keep working. You don't want him to just bleed out, So you have to be mindful of where you're hitting these heathen, so you don't really break a rib cage and you put them out of work. So you have to find that sweet spot where that thick skin is. You kind of kick them around. Now, you can't do that to an Israelite, man. But you can do that to a heathen man and a heathen woman in slavery. Verse 45. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. With that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. This is WFI Law School, the civil laws, how to love your neighbor. Most High willing you was edified. Kwam Yasham. Shalom.